Hey everybody, it's Carla. Welcome to the Happy Bookmaker. Today we are going to work on a new art journal. I've done one before and I did it with you guys and it was this. And it turned out really well. I learned a lot during the process because I had never done one before. It was my very first one and it just turned out beautiful. I think there's a playlist. I think I better check. There will be by the time this is up. How's that? Up for art journals. So if you want to see how this was constructed, that'll be in there. But for this one, and this one was also made with a children's book. But for this one, we are doing a children's book, but as you can see, it's much, much larger. I love this bunny. Now, I think this is Beatrix Potter. And so, I mean, I felt like it was kind of a shame, because what a beautiful image this is, to not use this. However, this is not really what I want the front of my art journal to look like, even though it's super cute. So what I did was I made, I took a picture of it and printed out a print of it. But before I did that, I mirrored it. And what my thinking is that I'm going to somehow maybe put this on the back. Now it doesn't fit exactly. I don't know why it doesn't fit exactly. It seems like it should, but it doesn't because it puts borders around it. But I think what I'm gonna do is tear around it, and it doesn't have to be completely the whole picture. It's kind of the bunny that we like, right? And maybe like one of the bees or something, but just to kind of pay homage to the original book. And then of course the inside pages will be all used for art journaling. So I don't know why they're kind of stuck together today. It might be a little humid. So this is the book that we're going to be using. So another different thing that I'm going to try to do is kind of, I don't know if you could call it a shadow box. It's not going to be as deep. You know, these shadow boxes are pretty deep, right? I'm not going to have three-dimensional objects in I'll call them windows, but what I am going to put in there is a couple of watercolors that I did when I first was practicing watercolor, and I'm not proficient in watercolor. These are my first two, and I think they turned out really cute. They're very small, as you can see. I have a long way to go in watercolor, but it's fun. It's really fun, and it's fun to learn. And these have just been sitting in my sketchbook, watercolor book. So I thought, well, what if I did like little windows, kind of like a little shadow box window, and put these in the window for the front of my art journal. And due to the colors in these, what if I also used these beautiful golden yellow tones, and these are just scrapbook papers, and also some old book pages, and just did kind of a Mod Podge to cover the front and the back of the book. And then also, like I said, on the back, I might do this cute little bunny, Peter Rabbit, I think it is. So, so that's the plan. So one of the first things that we need to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut these out, because this is really important to know how big the windows need to be, because I'm going to cut the windows before we do the Mod Podging. I think it'll go easier that way, and then I can also kind of like fold in the paper so that the edges of the windows are covered with something. Otherwise, if I cut the windows afterwards, the inside would be rough, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these out. And these little watercolors are just from the backyard here. Just we have two big round planters behind or on kind of flanking the patio, and these are just beautiful flowers inside of those planters. And there was a bumblebee, but I did not try to do the bumblebee. Sorry. Maybe someday I'll try a bumblebee, but I was just learning watercolor, and it's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna pass on that. So, but I think they turned out really cute. Okay, that is that. So one of these is just a tad whiter. I don't know why, but no, I guess I'm lying. I guess it isn't. Okay, I thought it was. So basically what I'm going to do is just kind of trace around these so that I know where my windows go. What do I want in the top? What do I want in the bottom? Well, I don't know. And it doesn't have to be centered. It could be off a little bit. I'm also going to do, I need to do a hole for sort of a tie. I want some kind of tie to hold the book shut when I'm not using it. So yeah, I might just go up and down like that. Okay, let me get a marker to mark that. I think in order to help me make sure that these stay put while I'm tracing them, I'm gonna put a little tape on the back. And then also I might do just a quick, kind of a quick measurement to see if we're kind of sort of in the middle here. It doesn't have to be exact. Okay. Oh, that went down right away. Okay. Okay, so it's really distracting having the bunny here. So let's do this one up higher. I don't know if there's any way to tell if it's centered because, no, that pretty much is though, because this is curved, but that's pretty darn good. We're gonna go with that. So I'll press that down a little bit. And since they're the same size, I can change my mind on what goes, you know, in what location later if I want to. So I'm just I am kind of eyeballing this. Okay. So we've got about a little over 8 and a half, 4 1/4. Wow. My eyeballing's getting better, huh? Okay, so let's go around with this pin, if I can get it open, and try not to get this on the watercolor. Okay, there's that. Okay, I can get rid of this tape now. I'm probably going to just use Fabrifix or something, some kind of glue to glue them into the hole afterwards. Now the plan with this is to just cut this part. So like I said, it's not going to be very thick. I was planning on at first doing 2 widths, but then it's like, well, if I do that, then this one has to be the backing, right? So then basically I've used up 3 just for that, which I could still do. That'll still leave quite a few pages. Let's cut the first one and we'll decide if it needs to be, you know, deeper. Now the scary thing about this is pretty thick and heavy. So not scary, but it's gonna make it a little bit more difficult. So instead of using a craft knife, I'm gonna use a utility knife. Is that, yeah, utility, I think that's what this is called. I should know that. Hopefully the blade is okay. If I'm having trouble with it, I might have to replace the blade, but we're gonna start with this and let's see what happens. And I have something stuck to my finger, okay. All right, this is gonna take a little elbow grease, I think. So, okay. Let's see if that went through at all. It did, okay. This is definitely gonna be a fast forward kind of thing because it's gonna take a while to get through all of this, but we're gonna get it done. Okay, let's see. Does it pop out? It popped out, yay. Cool. Hey, this is kind of cute. I'm gonna use that for something sometime. And see, there's like a little bit of stuff here, but I can clean that up. And this is, again, one of the reasons why I wanted to do the window and then cover it, because, you know, I did go a little bit past, you know, my marks just to make sure that I, you know, was cutting it completely out. So then I have to clean this up just a tad. But this is all gonna be covered up with paper. And then I'm gonna basically, you know, just like cut a slit in the middle here and then fold it in. And then that is all gonna be covered up on the other side as well because it's gonna be glued to the other page. So that is that. Cool, all right, I'm gonna do the other one. Okay, let's see. Ta-da, window. Oh, it's a little bit tight down here. Okay, let me fix that. There, all right. Clean that little part up. Okay, yeah, we have windows. That is so cool. Okay, so while I'm in this mode, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use the crocodile to do the biggest hole that I can right here. It's like the perfect location, right? For, to put a hole for my string. No, it's not gonna be string. It's going to be a scrap of this really pretty, I don't know if this was like, I think it was like a valance or something, and I have cut a bunch off of it, obviously, and this actually was up here, and there was some like plain fabric up here that didn't have the pretty designs. So this is the part that I cut off, and I was looking at it and I thought, you know, that would be really cute as a tie because it looks like ruffles. So I'm gonna use that. Now it is gonna be tricky getting it in the hole. I have to figure that part out, but once I get it in the hole, it'll be fine. So I'll cut it in half and it will be a little tie for my book. So let me get the crocodile. So I'm gonna go with the biggest hole, which is the 3/16. And the first one, it doesn't really matter where I do it, but then I'm gonna kind of measure because the one in the back, you know, I do kind of want to be in the same position. Now this one is gonna be completely hidden when it goes through because these two pages are gonna be glued together so you won't see it. On the back page, something is gonna be going over it eventually, so I'm not too worried about it, but let's do, gosh, I hope this is gonna be big enough. Okay, let me put a little mark there so I can kind of decide about where I want it, right about there. Okay. Crocodile, don't fail me now. Oh, that was easy. That was really easy, actually. I wish I had something that would punch a little bit bigger hole, but I don't. So let's cut this in half. Kind of trim that off. Let's see, I don't know. There, that actually wasn't too bad. Okay, so I guess I can kind of decide how I want it to look on the front. Okay, that is way more than we need. So it just needs to be a little bit like so. Yeah, that's cute. Even less, maybe. Okay. Okay, let's glue that down. I am going to be using Fabri-Tac. Okay. But this will keep it where it's at. Cute. Oh, that's cute. Okay, now on the other side, now, you know, if this went all the way through, then I could just trace it, but, you know, it doesn't, so. I'm gonna have to kind of measure, but, you know, it doesn't have to be exact either. So we're in about 1/2 inch, and let's see if I can just kind of eyeball it here. Close enough. Okay. Done. Okay. There's no way to know if it lines up, but it's gonna be fine. Okay, and then that one is gonna go in the other side, but I don't, let's see, how am I gonna do this? You know what, I should have waited. You know what, I'm gonna pull this out. The reason I should have waited is that it's gonna be hard to Mod Podge this going around this, so that's okay. It easily came out. And then the same with the back. I'm gonna Mod Podge it first and then find the hole and then punch it through, so that'll be fine. Okay, you know what? We're learning this together. Okay, so I think it's time to Mod Podge. And what I'm planning on doing is just ripping out some of these papers and ripping some book pages and, you know, laying down some glue, and then I'm just gonna, like, you know, start putting down pieces of paper. I'm gonna lay a piece of scrap paper behind this so that the, it's not gonna hurt if the Mod Podge gets in there, but I don't want this sticking together just yet. Okay, let's do that. Okay, old work paper. Okay. I'm just gonna use one of these cheap, what's it called? Is it like a chip brush or something? I'm not sure, but that's what we're using. And I'm just gonna put down, you know, a small amount. I'm gonna work in sections is what I'm trying to say. And it's gonna go right over the window and over the side as well. Let's do this. Might as well take advantage of that straight edge, right? And then just fold it over. We'll see if it stays. And then I'm also going to just, you know, when it's done, I'm going to turn it over and, you know, trim off all of the excess. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that these are well stuck to each other and do one coat over the top of them. And then of course I'll have to wait for that to dry, and then I'll be back to do the back side. And I know how, you know, sometimes when you're Mod Podging, well, usually, the paper will get really wrinkled, but it does straighten back out again, for the most part. Okay, now time to just sit and wait. Actually, let me pull out this white page because I don't want this actually stuck to it forever. So let's do that. And I'm gonna kind of prop it up like so. Okay, I am back. I hope you don't mind. I went ahead and did the back side because it's just so time consuming. Between laying everything down, I would have had to fast forward it anyway, and then the drying time. So I did go ahead and put the bunny on the back. I cut it out, not fussy cutting, but you know, very loose, and then went ahead and put a little of this antique linen distress oxide around the edges, which honestly I think, You know, it's very subtle, but I think, you know, some of it might have even come off with the Mod Podge. But the thing now is we just have to trim off the excess and go ahead and do our windows, and then insert our little pieces of art. And I think after, you know, kind of looking at this, I think there are going to be more things that I'm going to want to do to it, but due to the fact that it might need another coat of Mod Podge just to keep it sealed, I might do that in another video, because it's just, you know, the time factor of everything drying is kind of holding things up. So let's go ahead and trim around. Let's see if that went through. I'm gonna have to push a little harder, it looks like. Might even need a new blade. It's been a while. I keep going over this, but this is going to be glued to the next page, so I'm not worried about that. I just, you know, I probably don't want to do that on the back page if possible. All right, let's see how that looks. Ooh, that's cool. That's really cool. I like it. Yeah, see, I think what's going to need to happen is like another coat, especially like to go over these edges to kind of make sure that that's all sealed. So that will probably, I'll do that in between, and then we'll do other work on this in other videos. I also grabbed a good cup of coffee. Hope you don't mind if I have a sip now and then. I promise I won't slurp. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a new blade going here, because it's okay, but this is actually a wire trimmer. Will it work? It worked. Okay. I think it'll just be easier with a brand new, fresh blade. I think it's my last one. Oh. Yes, that was better. Okay. Now for this part where it kind of, oh, I'm way off. For this part where it kind of, you know, came off, I want to lay this down and trim it straight like this. So now over here, I went ahead and let it go, you know, go over the side, but I want these to come off. Oh, cute. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, so now I went ahead and took away some of the excess of these windows, and I'm just gonna use Fabrifix for this, or Fabri-Tac, same stuff, and just kind of fold these in. I don't know why, but for some reason I left a little bit less on the bottom one. It's gonna be a little trickier to fold over, but I probably just couldn't see where the hole was. Okay, that's pretty good. Remember, this is going to be glued to this page, so, you know, don't worry about how kind of icky it looks on the back side here. Okay, I washed my hands, but I still have glue stuck to me. So now what I want to do is trace where our little pieces of art are gonna go. That's so cute. You know, it'd be cute. Maybe I could go over this with a coat of clear gesso and then maybe paint some kind of little frame around this or something. I don't know, I'll have to think about that. But I think that would be super cute. Okay, I left the cap out of this. There we go. So I'm just gonna go around and I wanna mark, obviously. I don't wanna try to stick them in after it's glued down. I wanna put them in underneath. Okay, where's our art? Here we go. Now it's time to decide. How do I want this? Oh my gosh, this is so cute. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with this one on top. Okay. Like it matters, right? Okay. I have been known to overthink things. Let's see how we did. Oh, this has got to go up. It's got to go up. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I do see that there is like a tiny little bit of space. Like I must not have cut something perfectly square. I'll go figure. And I'm human, so. But that's okay, because what I can do is kind of, after it's dry, I can kind of go in and, actually I think I'm gonna have to do that before it's dry. I thought I'd go around it with maybe like a yellow paint marker and just to fill in any gaps. I think, yeah, it's not that bad. Like, you probably can't even see it. This is like a little tiny bit up there and a little tiny bit down here. So we're gonna let this dry for a minute and I'm gonna be back and I'm gonna go ahead and kind of fix that. Okay, it's pretty dry. These are my new paint markers. These are so fun. There's like 48 of them. I'm like a kid in a candy store. So I'm gonna take the brush part. And again, this is just to kind of, you know, cover up any, you know, where it might be off a little bit. And it's acrylic. They're acrylic markers. Oh, that's fun. Might have to go over it a couple of times. Okay, I think that will do. Let that dry for a minute. Better cover this up. Okay, so I need to make sure that, obviously that this is a hole again. So I'm gonna go like this to poke it through with an awl. Okay, I'm gonna go back through on the other side and punch it through all the way, because, you know, want as much of the ugly side to be on the inside. Not that it's gonna be ugly. Kind of do that. Okay, this is the one, let's see. Yeah, this is the one that had glue on it. So let's try it again. Okay. I mean, I did it before, so I am having trouble. So I'm going to, because it's thicker now, so it's harder to get through. I'm also gonna try to make this hole a little bigger. I just don't think a regular hole punch is going to work. It's just, I could try it, but I think I'm just gonna end up making it ugly. Okay, so let me just kind of make this pointy, sort of. Okay, I just have to get enough through to pull it through to the other side. Just like that. Hey, that wasn't too bad. I do want it to go so that the little ruffly part is down. Cute, cute. I don't think there's a front. Is there a front and a back? I don't see one. Okay. All right, so it's gonna be like this. Oh, that's cute. Press that down. I think that's pretty good. Okay. I'm just gonna put a whole lot of glue down and you stick it down. All right, let's see what happens. mean, it's gonna stick. It's gonna be fine. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. I do think I'm going to come back in and do some kind of a frame. I think they need frames. Now this should be, theoretically, it should be stuck together, and it is. Yay. Push from this side. This is working really well. Okay. I do have glue all over me, but that's par for course, right? I think another thing I'm going to do is maybe take some fine sandpaper and just kind of, you know, lightly sand around this before I do the Mod Podge, just to get off any little, you know, little paper threads or whatever, just to kind of clean it up a little bit. And let's do the same to the back, and then we do have to do our hole for the other side of the tie. Okay, let's do our other hole. Start from this side. Just push it through. Make it as big as possible. Okay, so what I had to do for the other one was kind of make it pointy to get through. So we'll do that again. Well, that was much easier. I don't know why, but it was. Okay, so I just need kind of enough to glue down, and you know, when it comes time to doing this layout or this page, obviously, you know, I will put something over that. That'll be very easy to fix. Just like that. And there we go. We got a couple of ties. Oh, I got some stuff sticking here. You know, another thing I was just thinking, I'm kind of regretting not fussy cutting the bunny out. One of the problems was the whiskers, you know. However, I could paint the whiskers. So I'm considering doing like a reverse fussy cut, if that makes sense, and taking paint and going around him, you know, and I think I'd go around the little bee too, and then that would almost be like, you know, he would be cut out in a way, and then doing some fun things with paint. I'm considering that. So, and then the bee and the bunny would show, but I'd have some fun paint effects here. And so having said that, I think I will be going over this with clear gesso, and then I can, if I decide not to paint, it's fine, it's a sealant, and if I decide to, that's fine too. Okay, so let's look at what we created today. Out of a children's book, Peter Rabbit, we created an art journal that needs another coat to seal it on top. I'll be using clear gesso, like I said, and I'll be doing, I have some ideas for painting going around it, maybe some little purple flowers, because, you know, bringing in some of this purple, I'm not sure yet. And we have our cute little, these are just little scrap fabric ties. And then you can't even tell that we have a little window on this side because these are glued together. And I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages to work with in my art journal. And then on the back, of course, we've got Peter Rabbit, and I think I might do something different here. So I think it turned out really cute though. I'm excited to keep working on it, and let's see if this ties. Now this is gonna get a little fatter just from, you know, adding papers and whatever I decide to do, but I think that that is really cute. So there we go. I love it. All right. Hey, you guys, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Bye.